Bloom News Brief. More info at fullandbloom.com. Legendary manager Doc McGhee was recently interviewed by VWMusic. A link to the entire interview can be found in the description. On if the reunion era killed Kiss as a creative entity, Doc said, "When you're at the top, everybody wants to take shots. So they go, well, they're not being creative. Or they say, they aren't doing what they did when they recorded Revenge." Now, personally, I thought Revenge was really good. It was really good if Kiss wasn't doing it. This wasn't the Beatles going from I Want to Hold Your Hand to Sgt. Pepper's. Look at other really successful bands who have had great longevity. And I'll use AC/DC as an example. You don't see AC/DC changing their sound, do you? Although I really like AC/DC, you can't deny that they stay true to what they do. And that's what I thought Kiss had to do. Whenever bands and artists make really big changes, it's pretty much because they've had such an amazing record that they can't duplicate it. But with Kiss, you never had that one massive record or that one single massive song that we couldn't beat. Instead, we have a lot of great classic songs that mean so much to a lot of people. I know it sounds corny, but it comes back to the idea that you can be what you want to be. That's how Kiss got there. They couldn't compete. They didn't feel like they could compete in blue jeans against the rest. So they went the route of alter egos, and they did that so they could go and be that person that they wanted to be. And it was awesome. To this day, Gene, Paul, Tommy, and Eric own those characters when they're on stage. They fucking work them, and people believe them. That's what has kept Kiss alive. On receiving criticism for Tommy and Eric playing the role of Ace and Peter, listen, I think Paul said it best. There's no way that Kiss could have got to where they were going without Ace and Peter, but there's no way Kiss would be here today without Eric and Tommy. I have all the respect in the world for Ace and Peter, especially Ace. I think he really changed the way of listening to and playing the guitar. How many players have said this? You've got Tom Morello, Kurt Cobain, Garth Brooks, and all of these people that were 12 or 13 and just getting their feet wet with the guitar. Ace really influenced those people with that sloppy guitar sound, which was awesome and affected so many young guitar players. I can name 50 off the top of my head. So many accomplished musicians who were influenced by Ace. So yeah, when people say, oh, that's fake Ace, okay, in some respects it is. But guess what? He's so good at it. Tommy is so good at it, and with Eric playing the way he does, they both drive Gene and Paul to do what they do so well. I don't think you're gonna find, and I don't want to sound like WWE here, but I've managed the biggest bands in the world for my whole life. And when it comes to Kiss, you're gonna have a very difficult time beating that show. I don't care who you are. That show is something that speaks to generations of fans. On if they considered taking the makeup off after the reunion with Ace and Peter. There was no going back. What are you going back to? You'd have to go back to doing conventions in Hiltons. No, there was no going back to that. And we weren't about to add new characters like a squirrel, a fox, or whatever. The solution was to add new people to the mix and keep the characters. Going back to the Revenge years when they were doing all the different stuff, changing sounds and music, that didn't work all the way. They were trying to reinvent themselves when they didn't have to because all they had to do was be true to themselves and go back to being Kiss no matter the lineup. They can do that with any lineup because Kiss is not about an individual. Kiss is not defined by any one person. Kiss is defined by Kiss. Now, people may like one player better than the other for whatever reason, but really, the Star Child, the Demon, the Spaceman, and the Cat is what everybody's coming to see, right? Kiss isn't about any one player. It's always been greater than the sum of its parts. A link to the entire interview can be found in the description. More news at fullandbloom.com.